What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Drive Club. Today I am seeing which one is fastest, the McLaren P1 GTR or the Ferrari FXX. We start off with the McLaren P1 GTR. These are both hypercar race cars in Drive Club, both with relatively similar statistics. If anything, the P1 GTR is a little bit down compared to the Ferrari. Its top speed bar is slightly lower, not by much, but is a little bit. Acceleration a little bit lower. Handling on this car is apparently a little bit better than the Ferrari, and drifting, which we don't really care about because we're going for speed, not drifting style points, is slightly down, quite a bit down actually, I believe, on this car, but that doesn't really matter. But speed and acceleration, is a little bit down. However, the P1 GTR has KERS, which means that it kind of gets a little bit of a shot of nitrous. I don't actually know if it's nitrous, I don't think it is. It's like, I think it's to do with like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't KERS something to do with like energy or something? That I really don't know. All I know is the P1 has KERS, and it sounds like a shot of nitrous going off when you press the button. But yeah, so that means that this car can kind of make up for that lack of top speed when you use the KERS, but you can't use it all the time because it has to recharge. So I only try to use it when going down relatively big straights. I don't do it in between corners and stuff, so in between corners it isn't going to be as fast as the Ferrari, but down the straight it is pretty much the same as the Ferrari, and through the corners I personally thought it was a better handling car than the Ferrari. It was just a little bit nicer to drive, maybe because a lot of the time you were going a little bit slower coming up to the corners, but I mean around the corners you're taking the same sort of speed, if not more, and it was a much nicer car to drive. It just felt a lot better. And yeah, it was all around a pretty nice car, the P1. I was a big fan of it. I did I think it was a couple of days ago when I recorded this. I think I did 4 different, because this is a sprint race. I did 4 different attempts, I believe. It was either 3 or 4 with each car. It was a couple of days ago since I did this, so I can't really remember now. My memory is apparently shocking. But yeah, I did a few tries with these cars on this circuit, which is in it's not a circuit, is it? It's a sprint race thing, which is in Norway. I can't remember which one it is now. It's like the second or third one, the one with all the snowy mountains. A very nice looking track, and actually a very nice driving track, because you know, it's got a lot of straights and a lot of technical corners, so it's a pretty nice track. And the P1 GTR did do pretty well. You'll see the time at the end, but yeah, I was happy with the P1. Drove pretty nicely. The KERS was pretty cool, and it was just all around a fairly nice car. Now we move on to the Ferrari FXXK? No, FXX, yeah, there's 2 X's. FXXK. For some reason I was going to say FXXXK, I don't know why. Yeah, the Ferrari FXXK. This car, like I said, speed, slightly faster, acceleration, slightly more. Handling slightly less, so it wasn't as nice a handling car, which I could tell from driving it. It wasn't as nice to drive as the P1, and drifting was more, but I mean, we don't need that. Yeah, the speed and the acceleration was definitely, you could tell, mainly the acceleration. The acceleration with this car was quite a bit better than the P1. Like I said, top speed didn't really matter too much, because on the top speedy bits, where you're going the fastest you can, I was trying to use KERS with the P1, so it kind of balanced itself out. Then they were going pretty similar speeds. But in between corners, you could tell this got from point A to point B, you know, from end of a corner to the beginning of the next corner, a little bit faster when not using KERS on the P1. So that was the plus with the Ferrari. But I will say, it was probably quite a bit slower around the corners. It just wasn't really as nice to drive as the P1. I mean, it still was a relatively good car, and let me just say right now, this car sounded absolutely amazing. I love the sound of this car. It sounds pretty amazing. The P1's kind of a bit dull for sound, personally, but this thing sounds absolutely unbelievable. Love it. I will say though, I'm not a massive fan of the spoiler thing at the back. I don't really like that, I will be honest. It's kind of like, it's got the FXX look to it. I'm guessing this is just a Ferrari FXX, but a better version of it, I'm guessing, with the K on the end. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that spoiler on the back, or the double spoiler thing. Yeah, bit weird personally. But this was a very nice car. It was very fast, like I said, not particularly good with the corners, but it wasn't terrible. It was drivable, it just wasn't, you know, going from the P1, you could tell it wasn't quite as nice. But yeah, it was nice to drive, it was good. It was a very fast car, I love the sound of it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Cause still got a bit of time left yet. It was a good car. That's all I can really say. Hurry up video, finish. Come on. Okay, we're almost finished now. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Sounded amazing. And yeah, so in a minute we'll go on to the times when it crosses the line any second now. Any second. There we go. Alright, so on to the times. The Ferrari FXX did go quicker with a 2 minute 52.269. Which I expected. I did expect the Ferrari to go a little bit faster. But the McLaren was not at all far behind with a 2 minute 53.132. Not too much, only 0.9 of a second splitting the two up, and considering that the Ferrari was pretty damn good in between the corners, the McLaren was just better handling, and it did make up for the time, and I was happy with this. I like both the cars, they're both pretty cool cars. If I had to pick one of the cars, I really don't know which one I'd go for. I love the sound of the Ferrari, but I like the driving of the P1. So I don't reckon I could actually pick a car out of these two. I just couldn't pick. I'm just going to alternate between them both when I do races with these. So anyway, that is it guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.